Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, James. Freebie. I know, it's weird. Saturday morning recording. It's all rainy. Terrible. At least we had Game 1 World Series last night as a recording. This is very well recorded before any potential football kicks off anywhere. So, this is Saturday morning, early. Excuse me. So, my plan with these Saturday morning ones is to give you the full review of weekday football. Now, I imagine this only really reappearing once the weekday football has gotten started, and we have been well underway. And I'm not talking about Tuesday night match, I'm talking about weekday CUSA, the best type of football. And we start like we have for the last couple weeks on a Tuesday night to be specific. And we had a couple games, one better than the other, but we did have a couple games. We start with Kennesaw State and FIU. Kennesaw State 45, FIU 26. Kennesaw State really showed up and ready to play. FIU looked kind of out their element, which I would say is probably a season thing. FIU hasn't looked extremely comfortable doing a whole lot of things. I think when I remember watching them with the FAU, it still looked kind of odd, still looked kind of strange. And Kennesaw State is an up-and-coming FBS school, and they did a really good job of making sure that they got their offense behind them and really was able to sit behind that lead and really be able to let their defense settle in and give them plenty of opportunities to increase the lead and continue running up the score on FIU. The next game on Tuesday was a overtime thriller. 28-27, Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech taking the loss. Louisiana Tech was at home, and it was a very, very interesting game. It almost looked like Western Kentucky was just going to run away with it, being 20-7 at half. It really took the entire second half. They spent the entirety of the second half catching back up and tying it to put it into overtime. Western Kentucky was able to squeeze out with a 2-point conversion at the very end and squeeze out with no time and let the defense do the work after that. So we move on quickly to Wednesday. Middle Tennessee and Delaware. It was 28-31 Delaware. Very close game in the end. It was 21-14 at half. And it was just Middle Tennessee really handling business after that. They really kept it, or Delaware. Delaware really did a good job of making sure that they did just enough and had enough defense to hold them off into the fourth. And honestly, it came down to a final touchdown, which put them over the edge in the fourth quarter, and Delaware walks away. And they are also another and actually the most recent addition of adding FCS schools into FBS, and they are already looking fairly solid. We move on to the other game, Missouri State and New Mexico State. Missouri State 24, New Mexico State 17. New Mexico State, I've watched a whole lot of New Mexico State, New Mexico, Nevada. Nevada and New Mexico State are terrible. I ain't gonna lie, and I ain't gonna hold you on that. If your entire opinion of New Mexico State is that they're just there, the Aggies are just there. It literally is just that. They make a 7-point loss somehow feel like a blowout. And this is another one of those where the scoreline said 7, but it almost didn't feel like it should have been, even though it hit overtime. I don't feel like it deserved an overtime. This was definitely not one of the games that deserved overtime, but Missouri State, as just like Delaware, very new to the FBS, and they've had a very up and down season, and for them, it's good to be able to fight and get yourself in overtime and give yourself an opportunity to at least have an opportunity to win. And they did a good job of really giving themselves that proper opportunity and taking care of business against a New Mexico State team which is reeling. And then we go to, I believe this is Thursday. There was only one game on Thursday. University of South Alabama and Georgia State. And that one was a very good game. Give me just a second. So that's 38 to 21. 38 to 21. University of South Alabama winning that one pretty handily. Georgia State, I really wish they would have held in there a little bit longer, but they made a run with a couple touchdowns in the fourth to really bring it a bit closer than what it was. But by that point, South Alabama had already well taken care of business. So we have next on Friday, University of Charlotte and University of North Texas. University of North Texas 54, Charlotte 20. North Texas really was angry because of South Florida and took care of business and throttled the next opponent. And Charlotte is not great. I've watched enough of Charlotte, and I've seen enough of Charlotte across the scoreboard to know, yeah, they need a couple more years. Maybe a new coach. This ain't it, boss. This ain't it. It was a long game. Long game. Next game, an absolute double overtime thriller. We'll come back to this because that was a game of last night. Boise State, Nevada is the nightcapper. 24-3, Boise State. Boise State, this was going to be an easy win regardless. Nevada just ain't there. Just like with New Mexico State, they are just not there. There isn't a whole lot of juice there. The Wolfpack is not going to do a whole bunch against you, and especially not if you're Boise State. Boise State, they've taken a couple losses this season and really have not been what they were last year. That's only to be expected. They lost such an offensive piece in Genty, and you can't expect to be the same after that. But regardless, they handled business. They started off a little bit slow. It started off 3-0 for Nevada, but from that point on, the defense shut out Nevada, and the offense just handled business as they should, scoring pretty consistently throughout the rest of the game. They could have done better. They could have done far worse. As a matter of fact, Nevada could have played it super close and probably played it 14-10 by the end if things went right. I mean, if things went right, it could have been a really, really ugly game. Still, with Boise State winning, I don't think Nevada had a chance of winning regardless, but and our final game, the double overtime thriller. And I really, this just tells you where these two teams are at in the ACC. Cal 34, Virginia Tech 42. Like I said, it was a double overtime thriller. It was pretty much neck and neck throughout the entire game, and then continued on into overtime, which to be expected. It's overtime. It was a fun game. And to think, one of these teams had fired their head coach way earlier in the season and has started to really turn around in the vibes. Even Kyron Drones, the vibes are there. So, whatever you're watching today, remember, college football is all about the passion and the love of the sport and the competition. So just enjoy yourself and have fun while watching, or whatever you choose to watch. If it's a World Series, basketball, NFL, just enjoy it. It's meant for you to enjoy it. Bye.